guy there.
Whoa. Okay. A pretty woman just approached me. Okay.
Say something clever.
How am I gonna approach this? How am I gonna approach this? Come on, say something cool. Say something cool.
Just say something!
Do you like cheese?
Yeah, you really shouldn't have said anything.
Sometimes, when you roam around the wilds, you will eventually get approached by somebody. There are a plethora of videos that exist at the moment that tells you how to approach somebody. But the question is, how do you react when someone approaches you? Now, obviously, this video is more geared towards women. As a man, it is very, very rare for you to get approached. But it can happen. And I heavily recommend you to listen to this in order to get prepared for whenever that happens, because you gotta make sure that you seize all of your beautiful opportunities. Now, unfortunately, there are gonna be people out there that will approach you with the wrong intentions, and you have to be mentally prepared for when that happens, because you've gotta protect yourself. Because yes, while women get approached much more frequently than guys, they are unfortunately barraged with undesired approaches. So, no matter what kind of person approaches you, I want you to keep all of these tips in your mind, because they should, in theory, help you with any case scenario that comes in your way. Number one, don't say yes for the sake of saying yes, aka be as sincere as possible. If you're not interested to continue the conversation further with the other person, just set your boundaries straight up and as firmly as possible. You have to consider your feelings at this very moment. You have to look out for yourself. And if you feel like you're in any potential danger, either because you have something in your gut that tells you so, or there's just something, anything that gives you any bad or negative vibes, then you need to cut that connection off right away and need to move on as quickly as possible. And if you truly want to continue the conversation further with that person, then saying a nice bright yes and giving some form of affirmation is key to develop a great start in the relationship. Now, sometimes I do tend to see people, especially girls, they tend to lead the other person on. So rather than just saying a clear-cut no and moving along, they continue being in that conversation. Heck, when even being asked about their contact information, they still give it away and give it back to the other person, even though they're not truly interested to continue on with this person. And that should be ultimately avoided. Making the other person feel like they're led on gives them false hope into thinking that they have a chance to continue a conversation with you, which inevitably makes them more disappointed and more wishful that the girl or the guy was more honest towards them right from the beginning. You got to understand that it takes a lot of courage and it leaves somebody at such a vulnerable position in order for them to come ahead and approach you. So do consider the other person's intentions. Maybe they're good. Maybe they're looking to get to know you. Something caught their eye about you. It could be about your looks. It could be about something you just did. And so be respectful and kind whenever you are declining their advances. You've just met this person. Don't come with the expectation that they're looking for something malicious on your end. I know it can be very difficult in this day and age where a lot of people, unfortunately, they come by your way with bad intents in mind. But there's a lot of people out there that are looking to give you nothing but greatness. And so it's key to not be too reserved as well, and to leave yourself just open enough and try to get to know this person, try to understand their ideas, who they are as a person, while keeping your guard up enough so that there's anything that makes you feel icky or in disgust of some kind, then simply decline. Say no. If they persist, firmly say your no. And if they persist one more time after you have said no a couple of times, then simply defend yourself. Pull out your phone if needed and threaten them that if you don't continue, I'm going to be calling the cops. But hopefully, you never come to that kind of scenario. But do be prepared for when that happens. And walking away is your best tool. Nothing forces you to stay face to face with that person. So if they do not make you feel comfortable, walk away right away. Now, for more of the lighthearted tips. If you're genuinely interested in that person, then keep that conversation engaging. They have taken the step to come to you, and now you have to take your own step as well to meet in the middle. It's not fair for the other person to only showcase their efforts. They've approached you. You should feel great about it. From all the people around them, they've chosen to approach you. Right there and then, they should have made you feel a little special. So it would also be nice to show kindness and courteousness to the other person. And of course, it's really important to keep an honest and open communication with the other person. As I alluded to earlier, yes, when you're not interested in the other person, you have to say no. But if you're interested in that person, it is great to start off the base of the relationship in such a strong manner. Honesty and trust is key for a successful relationship. And it starts right there and then as soon as the person approaches you. So please Don't invent anything.
Oh yes, my name Champana. I got a couple of businesses, a couple of companies. You know, I make good money.
No, but I mean seriously. Be your authentic self. You want everybody to love you for who you are as a person. And finally, this applies mostly to people that are very shy. Because yes, it can be very difficult or sometimes very overwhelming if somebody comes up and approaches you. If you are genuinely a shy person, say it outright. Because unfortunately, shyness can be interpreted as disinterested. And so be very clear that you're generally interested, but also be direct that you're a little shy and you just need a little bit of time before you get a little bit more comfortable on making engaging and great conversations. But it's not just shyness. If you have any sort of limitation when it comes to making conversations, then saying it outright is best to make sure the other person understands your clear intentions. Alright, we've said quite a lot. Let's recap everything now. Don't say yes for the sake of saying yes. Show your disinterest as soon as possible. Understand and respect the other person's feelings. Be absolutely assertive and say no if need be. Maintain an honest and open communication. And finally, disclose all of your limitations that you're comfortable with that can bog down the conversation. That is it for me, everybody. Take good care of yourselves and remember to keep your life exciting.